Hello, everybody. Topsy speaking. I like meeting people. I would like to introduce you to some of our guests. This is the happy home in which I live. And this is the garden where I play. Now you must meet the family. Master, Mistress, and Heather. And this is my playmate, Kitty.
Topsy was given to me when I was 11. She was a jet black puppy, very lovable and full of mischief. She gradually became grey, and when she was a year old, I started to teach her tricks.
Mistress is very fond of gardening, and she grows some lovely flowers which we all admire. Except perhaps Kitty. Oh, excuse me. Master plays with me too, sometimes. But there's nothing quite like the fun of a romp with another poodle guest. Now come with me and meet some more of our guests.
There are several ponds in the garden, and this is my own special one, with my own pink lily. This is the wild garden, where 3 small tanks supply water to the main pond. This is my newt pond, where I keep our newts. Springtime brings us many guests, and the pond is very attractive when the fountain plays. And if you look carefully, very carefully, as Topsy does, you may see one of our early visitors. The newts hibernate on land in winter and seek out the ponds for mating and spawning. This is the net I use to transfer newts to my newt pond. This is Friend Frog, who turns up regularly each spring and sometimes brings a mate. They stay for several weeks, enjoying the luxurious accommodation, including electric shower and the exquisite floral decorations and a private slipway. Has Kitty seen a ghost? No, it's only that frog. Anyway, she's off.
Master is very keen on bird ringing, and I like to help him. He will tell you how it is done.
It is very important to use the correct size, there being different sizes for various species of birds. The use of rings enables us to learn about the age and migration of birds. Birds can be ringed by trapping, and this is the large trap which we use. We put food in the trap to attract the birds, lowering the entrance door when any birds are inside the trap. Having driven the birds into the gathering cage at the funnel end of the trap, the releasing of a string lowers the door of the gathering cage, and the bird is obtained through a sliding door at the side of the gathering cage. Heather demonstrates this with a model blackbird. Ringing can also be done by putting rings on nestlings. Handling and ringing of the birds may look easy, but it has to be done with very great care to avoid any injury to the bird. When all are ringed, they are carefully returned to the nest. A haversack is invaluable for temporarily holding any ringed birds. Colored rings are used for instant identification. This saves retrapping to read the number on the ring. All details are recorded in a ringing register and ultimately sent to South Kensington Natural History Museum. Our most travelled guest was a young robin, which, 4 months after being ringed, was recaught and released in Spain. An assistant is most useful in handing out the rings in numerical order.
and her flowers. We always have a good display of flowers in the garden and plenty for cutting in spring, summer and autumn. This requires careful winter planning to ensure a succession of bloom during the year. And the needs of our guests must be catered for. The seeds must be quite ripe before harvesting. Our many greenfinch guests will enjoy these seeds during the winter months. Peanuts are provided for our many tit guests during the cold weather, and they get through a considerable quantity. But we provide these willingly, and in gratitude for the great service these guests give in ridding our garden of caterpillars and greenfly during the summer months. They are indeed paying guests. Another popular visitor is our robin, who visits us all through the year. For our robin we provide mealworms. Sing, sing, Bob. Hello, Bob. Sing, sing to me, Bob. Lovely, Bob. We provide good living accommodation for our guests. Nesting boxes are cleaned and put up in the autumn, so that the prospective tenants get used to them in good time. Quite early in the year, the starlings are watching the hole in the apple tree, a favourite site, and tits are examining the nesting box. By blossom time, nesting is well in swing, and all accommodation is fully booked. Families are on the way, and our bird guests are busy feeding their young until they are able to fend for themselves.
Watch that cat. Wait a minute. Mind how you go. No, not yet. Just watch that cat. Mother said don't trust cats. Be careful. No, don't go yet. Wait, wait. That cat's hiding. Just wait. Now watch. Careful. Get ready. Yes. Cat's going. Carefully. All clear now. And out we go. And the big, big world is a wide place. Topsy bears them no ill will. Young fledglings have no fear of human beings if treated carefully and with understanding. Many hazards face these young fledglings, and it is not surprising that their mortality as fledglings is very high. It is kinder if cats wear a collar with a little bell. This gives the birds good warning of the cat's approach.
Enough of birds. Now back to the flowers.
We grow buddleia as it attracts so many insect guests. Daisy flowers are also great favourites for bees and butterflies. They are most attractive guests, and they pay their dues by pollinating and fertilizing flowers and fruit. Without their help, we should have no seeds or fruit in our garden. The red admirals seem to realize this as they feed on our fallen pears, and they seem quite drunk with fermented fruit juice.
Here's Heather again. Over to her now.
This is the vivarium where many of our guests have stayed, and Topsy takes a keen interest as usual. There have been a fairly wide variety in the guests that I have had. Garden tiger moth, gooseberry moth, and here is the swallowtail butterfly. I bred this from a caterpillar which came from the south of France. Probably my most distinguished guests were the silkworms, which I bred from 6 pennyworth of eggs, which arrived through our letterbox one morning. A most lovable guest was this little field mouse, who came to spend Christmas with us. It was caught in the house and transferred to the vivarium. It gave us all, including Topsy, a great deal of pleasure. a short time, Mousie had to go, and we took it up onto the green, where it escaped quite unwillingly.
Oi! Wait for me!
In fact, I think it wanted to come back for some more Christmas pudding.
We looked hard for Mousie, Kitty and I, but we never saw Mousie again. When autumn comes, we have lots of spider guests. I've never seen them, but they leave their traces everywhere. Another guest I've never seen is Jack Frost. But this is what he does in our garden. Jack Frost on the windows. And snow in the garden. All my favourite smells have gone. No, I'm back indoors. It's too cold outside. This is the life when the weather is bad. Many of our guests hibernate. It's not a bad idea. But we must feed. We'll while away the winter, dreaming about the joys of spring and summer. Roll on, spring, roll on, early flowers and nesting birds.